talk about but what I want to do also, for upgraded the 75, utosi 30 more Africans, can repeat that class. I know it's a hand. We're not saying passing 30, but if you have good symbols, you pass good subject 5. That's how we assess it. You get 50s or 6 by 5. Because when I did 30A1, you repeat that a grade, it's not going to happen. Because in metric, we don't assess you, it's subject by subject. As I said earlier, we combine all your marks and give you marks to pass. No. It's a number of subjects that you have to pass at a certain level. That's what is happening. So there can be a 30% pass under general. So I'm saying to my grade 12, and it's okay. Okay, do you know about? Did you not 100% Zakasa this year? Yeah? If not bother this year in the Rata Juang, we are going to do everything we can because next year Sally Rata, because I'm a failure at 2024. Really Rata Juang at 2023 because Kitcha Ryan. I want to say to my, especially when I'm young, let's go back for about wrongs. Wrong. I always say, so when you're young, you're 18 years, you meet a boyfriend who's 19, or some so get all the time. Regards of get for the rest of your life. Three for the price of one.
Yeah, for sure, everybody is excited about the matric result and all the stuff. And okay, I don't blame you for being excited. I don't blame you for all of these things. But there is a dark side into this, the dark secret into this, that the government don't want you to know, but they publish it knowing exactly that there are few people that will pick it up because they are mandated by the law to publish this dark secret, right? So if you look at the number of students that are said to have passed matric in a public school, right? And you're looking at the content of the look, you begin to ask this question. Okay, so now we have people who have passed matric, but can we really consider this student really a learned student in their category? Obviously, from grade R to grade 12, there's a minimum requirement of learning that you must have accumulated, and also we expect you to reason and speak in a certain way, right? So when you are done with that phase, primary and grade from grade 1 to grade 12, right? We expect you to expect you to know certain things in a proper manner, right? But then there is darker side into this thing. I'm going to show you a research that proves that in the education, South African education, it's just, especially public schools, it's something else. And I also have a confession from people that are working in this institution, the government institutions, and they will tell you that they themselves wouldn't take their child into any public institution, right? And it makes sense because even these people, the very same they will never take their children into the public school, right? And then you must ask yourself a question, why? It is simply because the lack of quality of education that you get from a public school, it's something else, right? It's something that is very questionable. But there's one thing that is not questionable, and that thing is that you need to subscribe, like the video, comment in the comment section below. That is not questionable, right? You need to click the notification bell. You need to watch the ads. You need to share this video. You need to do all these things, and doing it, by the way, guys, it's free of charge. So if all these things are free of charge, then why don't you do it? Now, speaking about the fact that you need to do it, right, go back and look at this. Oh, before we go back, right, you can support this channel. The content, the channel here is now under mthondo Wethusi Media company, which is my company. So we are in charge of the whole thing. Bank details are below if you want to support the channel even further. Now, I'm going to show you something, right? I was speaking to a certain teachers, in fact. So these people were talking about the quality of education. They were like, there is a policy, right? In certain schools, right? You'll find that there's a policy that says at least 5 people must fail in a class, right? But then look at where that is coming from. At least 5 people must fail in a class. But where is that coming from? Look at this. There are 4 phases in your school, right? So you've got from grade 1 to grade R, from grade 4 to grade. So the first one, grade 1 to grade 3, first phase. The second phase from grade 4 to grade 6. The third phase is from grade 7 to grade 9. And the fourth phase is from grade 10 to grade 12. So 4 phases. There's something speaking about the quality of education. Focus in this, right? Now, it has been said in each phase, a learner can therefore only fail one grade once. Thereafter, they are progressed to the next grade, even if they do not meet the promotion, or even if they do not pass. So I spoke to different teachers about this, and this is what they say. They said that the report will be written, fail but progress. I'll give an example. This child is learning isiZulu, and this child dismally failed. But because of Njimotaka's policy, if the child, for instance, had failed grade 1, automatically they cannot fail grade 2 and grade 3, which is in the same phase. And I told you, grade R, grade 1, 2, 3, they are all in the same phase. So if the child fails grade 1, you must progress the child. The child cannot fail the other grades. Same applies to the other grades. So, like, if you don't want to fail matric, I'll give you an example. It's there. It's legal. It's there. If you don't want to fail matric, right, all you need to do is to make sure that you fail grade 10 or grade 11. One of these. You can only fail once. So you are going to fail grade 10. Automatically, you will pass. So if you fail this year, next year, you are going to pass grade 10. It's guaranteed, right? Look, the following year, you are going to pass grade 11. And that year, you are going to pass matric. That it's there. It's there. It's legal. It's there. So then there was another company that was doing it's a research-based company. They were talking about how they hire people. So they spoke about the fact that if you hire certain type of people in this country, right, they found that, okay, if you hire people because they've got matric and all the stuff, they found that these people, when you ask them to speak just basic English, because they will be interacting in basic English, they can't even speak that basic English that is required from a person who has passed matric. The second thing, which this one was not a big problem according to the company. The second one was a big problem. They found that these children are very bad in spelling. They are very bad in spelling, but they've got grade 12. And according to their research, they expect you to at least have mastered a minimum requirement in terms of spelling. But these children coming from matric couldn't even meet the requirement, the minimum requirement in terms of spelling, right? They were horrible. So they were like, what's the point of hiring a child who's got a matric when we know for a fact that after hiring this child, we still need to teach you we still need to teach you the same things that you were supposed to be taught at school. So they are like, we don't care, metric or no metric, we're going to hire you, because at the end of the day, we still go with, look, hiring a person with the metric will still be subjected to the same process, and same process, like in terms of having to teach you things that they are not even supposed to teach you, because you've got a metric. You meet a certain minimum requirement, but there you are. The type of education that the country is producing, I've got a problem with it. There's nothing to celebrate about this. There's zero. There's nothing to celebrate. I'm not even gonna talk about it's so sad. Education must speak to the country's values. We can't just copy something that is happening in Europe, bring it to South Africa, but it doesn't speak to South African culture. It doesn't speak to South African problems. Why? How is it that in India they've got different system, or they've got a different system in terms of education? How is it that in Japan they've got a different approach, and in China they've got different approach? But we are not copying those approaches. The approach is look, their education is tailored to speak to the needs of the country. You can't be preaching entrepreneurship, but in school you are preaching graduate and go to work. It's contradicting. From a primary level, going up, there should be a local classes, or we should, in fact, even in primary, it should be mandatory. There's a class where you learn entrepreneurship skills, right? By the time you come out of matric, at least, this thing is so sad, right? Like, it's so sad. So speaking of education, there's little to celebrate in terms of education. Like, honestly speaking, you can look at the number. She's very articulate, that woman, very confident when she speaks. So she speaks very nicely and she's listenable. And that's a fact. You understand? We must give props. We must give props when it is true. Let's give it to her for that. A very confident woman. When she speaks, you can't even sleep. You listen to her. But then, let's look at your works. Can you really tell me that you are proud of the education system? I'm asking you as a parent. I spoke to many teachers who are in the private school. Most of them, what they said? They will rather take their child to a private school than to take their child to a public school. Why? Because they're like, you know what? We are there, we can see. There's nothing. But today you're going to get excited. Education. Hey, before you go anywhere further, please, go look at the type of education. Mind you, I haven't even spoken about the condition of the school itself. I haven't spoken about it. Where you find a class, you find a teacher, one class, it has got about 80 children. I haven't even spoken about that. I haven't even spoken about the condition of the school, the buildings itself. I haven't even spoken about it. I haven't even spoken about the behavior of children at school. I know that there are a lot of things that are happening. I haven't even spoken about the teacher, the trauma that these teachers are going through. Like I will say I don't have a child, but I will say our children, right? I will not even talk about the trauma that our children give it to these teachers of ours, right? The trauma they go through because of our children. I haven't even mentioned that. I haven't even mentioned the behavior of these kids who go to school and learn nothing. They just go there because I haven't even spoken about the security in our public schools, where you are expecting people to be secure and all the stuff. Teachers are getting killed inside school premises. They are not they are not safe inside school premises. I haven't even spoken about that. There's a lot that we can talk about within the education sector. We can speak from the morning until afternoon. But today we will be celebrating anyway. So let me not spoil your mood. Go and celebrate.